Now look, anyone that can bring in a audience night in and night out, um, performing their God given talent, I can't really, put too much on it simply because those people are coming to support. Now, some people are saying those people didn't even come for the jokes. A lot of the people came for its attractiveness and whatnot. But even then, that's still impressive to have to even get people in the door. Like that's a hard thing to do. Um, but anyways, comedian Matt Rife was criticized for his new Netflix stand-up comedy special, Natural Selection. After clips of him joking about domestic violence went viral Monday, Rife, who has been a comedian for over a decade and was featured on MTV's Wild and Out, shout out Nick Cannon, posted a response to his critics broadly in his Instagram story on Monday afternoon. If you've ever been offended by a joke I've told, here's a link to my official apology, he wrote. The link in his Instagram story leads to a medical website that sells helmets for people with special needs. So, in layman's terms, he's basically doubling down on the joke. He's saying, "I know a lot of y'all were offended, but if you were offended, then here is a link to buy helmets for people with special needs," inferring that maybe you have developmental disabilities. I don't know. Comedians have a dark, twisted, sense of humor. But representatives for Rife did not respond to multiple requests for comments. Natural Selection, which premiered Wednesday on Netflix, touches on topics like social media trolls, spirituality, and having kids. He opened the special with a joke about a restaurant server who took his order in Baltimore. He described how she had a black eye. He said, well, actually, let's hear him for a little bit.
Or one time I ate lunch there, and the hostess who seats you at the restaurant had a black eye. A full black eye. It wasn't like, what happened? It was pretty obvious what happened. And we couldn't get over the fact that we're like, this is the face of the company? Like, this is who you have greeting people? And my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something where nobody has to see her face, And I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye.
So yeah, basically the joke, it's kind of like saying that he was basically saying that he went to Baltimore, ate at a restaurant, and quote unquote, and my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something where nobody has to see her face. And I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye, Rife said. He then said he was testing the water, seeing if we are going to be fun or not. And as a comedian, basically just kind of seeing what kind of audience he has in the crowd. And for someone who's done I'll say about 5 to 10 open mics and have done an actual comedy show, not my own, not headline or anything, but I've shout out to what's his name in North Hollywood. It's called the Comedy Room. What is it called? Comedy Chateau. Yes, yeah, it's called Comedy Chateau. Shout out to them. But he's basically was trying to see what kind of audience he has, if they're to the left, to the right, how they feeling, what's they vibe like. But he said, I figure we start the show with domestic violence, and the rest of the show should be pretty smooth sailing after that, he said. The clip of Rife's opening joke got millions of views on TikTok and thousands on X, formerly known as Twitter. People condemned him for making light of abuse. I'm genuinely trying to figure out how this can be spun as funny. Like he's victim blaming? Would love to see him explain what makes the joke funny and see if he can say anything other than that that's shocking. Now, a lot of people are saying that a lot of his jokes are sexist, being that it leans towards the male audience. And I've seen several different tweets and whatnot seeing that Matt Rife's first tour was mainly sold out due to women pulling up to the shows and supporting. And he felt that he didn't kind of want just a strictly woman audience based off the fact that a lot of them weren't really necessarily coming for jokes, but you know how girls are over boy craze and whatnot. And girls going there to support his attractiveness, pause. But it came out that he wanted to have a different audience and have more of a balanced audience at that, right? To fit in with the guys. So a lot of his jokes are leaning towards females, right? And alienating female fans by making them the butt of many jokes. A comedian ruined his relationship with a large portion of his fan base because he wanted to be like all the other boring Netflix specials. You can't tell jokes anymore. Crowd is actually depressing. YouTuber Hank Green posted on X. He doesn't like his audience and he's concerned that they're only there to look at him. So he opened the show with a domestic violence joke, but not to let those ladies know. Stop giving him money. Rife told Variety on November 14th that he was ridiculed for having a predominantly female fan base. He clarified that the crowds at his shows are 50-50 and insisted that he does not pander to any woman. Oh. But yeah, man. To me, if these women are helping you pay your bills, have helped you feel a sense of fulfillment, have helped you sell out tours, Lord knows how hard it is to get people indoors, especially in the kind of climate and economy we're in right now. And for him to be able to do that, man, it could be strictly old ladies at that, seniors, any kind of audience you have, man, like they're there supporting you. You just be more appreciative of them. But, dudes, we have this like testosterone type thing, and it's like we need to feel accepted by other men to validate the manly, toxic masculinity, basically. Because if I was a comedian and it was nothing but girls pulling up to the shows, regardless if they're there for the jokes, because if it's really about jokes, telling controversial jokes doesn't make you a good comedian. But yeah, man, what do y'all think?